Oh, where'd our 10 seconds go? That was more like 3. Yeah.
Welcome to the best thing on Tuesdays. This is Fish Talks Live pregame show. Doing a little pregaming.
How you doing?
No, it's Mario.
That's me. Bree gave us 10 seconds, and it was actually
Like 4.
3, maybe 4. Yeah, at the very most. But
So we're just here pregaming a little bit, just giving you all some time to get checked in, say hi, hello, and hopefully y'all had a good week of fishing out there.
yeah, it'll give you a little bit of time to share this thing with all your friends and family and whoever else you want to share it with. I
Exactly.
guess.
Was that?
Nope. Was that John?
Your mom says hi.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Hello, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah. But I think tonight might be, what was the name of the show? There was
It's a no-name show.
It's a no-name show. But we wanted to call it, what did we want to call it?
Free-for-all.
Free-for-all, yeah. The Free-for-all. But it's not going to be called the Free-for-all.
That is not. No, it kind of works the same way, though. It's just no name.
Yeah.
So we're just giving you all a little bit of time, getting ourselves prepped and ready for tonight's show. Got a pretty awesome show ahead of us tonight.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a free-for-all. Something like that. Should be pretty fun, but like we were saying before, share this with everybody on your social media and tell them it's on YouTube too, so you can watch it on both.
That's it. Hopefully you guys got your photos submitted. I always love to get to see what you all brought in this week and or released. It's always a great thing. It brings in the kind of an envious side of me that I don't really get to fish.
I forgot to put mine in today.
It happens.
I've been a little busy today. So.
You know, so I know it's pregame, but we're already starting to get a question in.
Okay.
And figured Mario was pretty up on his water skills. Do you think the water temp drop will spur on the fish
Today?
after this big rain we're having?
Today, it did drop today, and we did get a pretty good bite today. It was nice. Yeah, it was.
I would imagine that gave those fish a good bit of excitement, having that cooler water at the surface.
Yep.
I know it was mighty hot this week.
The bite was better this afternoon than it was this morning, just put it that way, because it didn't start raining until early this morning, and it was still fairly warm. By midday, that water temperature dropped about another 4 degrees because of the rain, and the bite was on. It was good. It was good this afternoon.
I was going to say, you came back with your redfish limit today.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Pretty sure Captain Teddy did the same.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised seeing y'all going out with that big old thunderhead, and then it just kind of skirted south of here.
I ran north.
I don't blame you.
When I saw you this morning, I said I'm going to run north and just avoid it until about noon, and that's exactly what we did. So.
Yep. I hope we get more rain this week. It's supposed to be calling for it, at least a little bit more. Help chill them waters out a little bit more.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited to watch because I don't get to fish a lot because I'm here.
Right.
Is the Florida Redfish Series Go section for their summer series. They just announced it like an hour ago.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
it is happening for both boats and kayaks.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Good deal.
The Go series.
Yeah. It's always good to hear them. Yeah, they go
Absolutely.
live. Yep.
All right, so if y'all are ready as we are, we're going to go ahead and start our intro and get this show on the road.
It's the moment when everything is on the line and precision, power, and control make all the difference. A moment over 20 years in the making, anchored on loyalty, trust, and support that goes beyond all expectations. A relentless pursuit of perfection. All born from a revolutionary idea to help you rule the water. Power Pole.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome to. Oh, gotta turn my mic on.
That might help. Welcome to Fish Talk Live.
Presented by PowerPole,
And us.
Ozello Keys Marina, and all of our incredible sponsors. Forgive me for spazzing out right now. My earpiece is absolutely just buzzing inside my ear, so I'm not gonna have a feedback, just FYI. All right, guys. So tonight's it's one of our favorite episodes.
Always.
We haven't done this in a long time. I feel like it's been since I was thinking about this right before the show. It hasn't really been since Friday Night Fish Talk,
Yeah.
because it used to be the Friday Night Fish Talk
Free-for-all.
Free-for-all. No, that's where you're supposed to do it, too, remember? So
Been a while.
it's supposed to be the Friday Night Fish Talk Free-for-all. Free-for-all. But now it's Fish Talk Live Free-for-all. So this is where you are going to tell us what to talk about. From what I've heard from John, we already got some questions going. Is that true?
About the water temperature drop with this recent rain we're having, if it's going to fire up the fish a little bit.
Definitely looking forward to going to do some fishing. I know the overcast is going to help the bite.
Before we answer that, you can't tell me that's the only question so far.
So far.
Oh, come on, guys. Step up your
But
game.
there is a statement saying you guys are being dramatic. So I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'll live
All
with
right, so listen, except for when we get past the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week, we don't have anything to talk about. So make sure that you ask us what you want us to spill the beans on.
Questions, concerns, a lot of sharks out there.
A lot of sharks?
A lot of sharks.
Oh, yeah, let's do an airboat fishing report.
A lot of fish. No, I haven't seen a whole lot of fish actually playing on the airboat. We've had a pretty decent breeze this past couple of days. That 10, 12 mile an hour breeze definitely puts a chop at the surface. But with what I have found out there, like I said, sharks are mighty plentiful. Doing a couple of drifts throughout the reef, I actually found a handful. I mean, handful like maybe 4 or 5 smaller flounder, which I thought was pretty cool.
Really?
Haven't seen a whole lot of those in a long time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was nice to see. Did find quite a few snooks still shoved up underneath the mangroves as the boat drifted, slowly with the currents. Pushing them out, they are almost a jet black color, so you can tell they've been hanging in the shade for a hot minute.
Or have been getting a tan.
And we're doing that. Working on that myself.
Yeah, look at your arms.
Yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Trying to get rid of the old farmer's tan. Not easy.
Have you been finding like schools of reds?
The biggest school I found in the past week was maybe 5. I haven't found really any really good schools of fish yet. Not like I was truly hoping to find. I did see a couple of good schools of tarpon pushing in between, I would say, Fish Creek Bay out to the reef area, so kind of cutting across the Rock Island Channel north there. There's quite a few nice tarpon rolling through there. That was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, decent amount of fish out there, but like I said, with that chop, it made it a little tough this week.
Mario, what wasn't it about this time last year where they were just randomly in the shade under those mangroves, or were they still kind of scattered? I was trying to remember. I was trying to look through my photos the other day when you and I were calling each other. I know it was like random spots, like they were never consistent, but we would just see like 1, 2, 500 just come out of nowhere.
Just blow
they
out.
got to go somewhere. So
Oh yeah, they're out there. Just
Yeah,
find them.
that's about. It was about this time of year. It was pretty random. Let's see if I can remember right. We were finding them in areas where they're not usually at during the warmer weather, but they weren't all grouped together. They were onesie twosies, maybe again like schools of maybe 5, but we weren't finding them very consistently. And for some reason I've been getting a lot of questions about where are the big redfish? Everybody's asking me where are the bigger redfish, and that's actually a pretty good question. We're only seeing the big redfish like here and there. We're not seeing the big groups of them like we do. We'll just say like in September and October, where the really big ones group up all together. But we usually see a handful of them this time of year, schools, the bigger schools, but we have not been seeing them. So your guess is as good as mine.
Relatable. I mean, Captain Teddy even asked me the same thing today, asking where the big reds are. And, wow.
did you get it too?
Wow. Yeah, that'll get you.
I have a feeling that there's some kind of
Feedback fed back.
the feedback bit back.
Yeah.
I just turned mine off.
But I found quite a few nice reds. I say quite a few, maybe 5 or 6 playing through like backwaters of Fish Creek, getting into some of those grass beds that are in the flats. And those ones are top slot, pushing the over slot size, but I didn't find more than 2 together.
I'm curious if the grass flats are a few degrees cooler on the water temperature than sitting out there on the outer islands on the rocks and the hard bottom.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's
Because,
gonna
their
be
water
cooler.
temperature has a direct correlation to the oxygen levels in the water.
Absolutely.
When I was out there getting pinfish traps before going grouper fishing in the grass flats, it was 92 degrees, 91.6.
Yeah, that's up there.
At the end of the day, the boys wanted to jump in and go swimming. So I figured we'd go back to the Rock Island Channel to jump in.
Right.
Still, right there at 91, I want to say it was 91.7. But it was hot. I jumped in, Joe jumped in, and it was just like brutally hot, even in the
Felt
deeper
like
channel.
August.
Yeah. So I haven't seen any Facebook post or Mike's weather pages saying that this is record-breaking temperatures, so I feel like we probably talk about this every single summer. But
It feels a bit redundant with the year after year. I always feel like, man, it's hotter than last year, but I think it's just hot.
well, speaking of hot, let's see how hot that your catches have been on the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's a hot catch right there.
Stop, drop, and roll. All right, let's see y'all's catches. There we go.
Is that
First
Justin?
one. It's Brian.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah, that's Brian.
Yep. Give a nice one. Caleb.
Nice, Caleb.
To him.
Very nice. Very nice.
Stunning.
Good snook.
Nice snook. Yeah. What? Red snapper.
Look at those slobs. Wow.
Catching those in the flats can be tough.
More red snapper. Or that's red, yeah.
Yep. Beautiful fish. And that's the end result.
A beautiful
Step
presentation.
before the end result.
Heck
Very
yeah.
nice.
I like it. Cobia.
Good cob.
Yeah, I almost forgot that it was red snapper season. That started in June. Yeah. the
Yeah,
beginning of
yeah.
June.
Started a week ago.
More sharky
Captain
sharks.
Gene.
There's plenty of them out there.
There's the redfish, Mr. Gene.
Nice calm day there.
More Gene.
That's a pretty thick
That's
redfish
look
with
at
a
the
reef.
shoulders
Yeah.
on that one.
It
Yeah.
is.
Looks like a football.
Swallowed
yeah.
one. Oh, that's different.
There's Captain
That's
Gene again.
That's Captain Gene when he first wakes up in the morning, right there.
Learned how to do a selfie.
Looks like he went to Silver Springs. Yeah, more Gene. Nice snook.
Very nice snook.
Yeah.
Jessica's
was
always putting the hammer to him out there.
Another one.
Yeah, it's
Nice
a good.
mess.
That's a good
Look at the
red.
size
Got
of them
some
sheep's head.
meat on the table there. Yeah.
No joke. Good catch.
Black
Nice. Big old ugly thing. Very nice.
Nice
Carving.
little
Huge mullet.
Here, let me scoot over so you can see this. That's nice. Is that it? I think that's it.
Oh, you didn't put mine in the break.
Oh, wait. We might have some more.
There we go.
There we go.
Look at that photo. I tell you what, that's a queen right there.
That is a cold
She will
beer sitting
do anything for a promotional shoot from behind the camera or in front of the camera, but it points out that she really just doesn't like beer.
It happens.
She tried.
Yep, I think that was it.
There,
Quick
all right,
roll
there.
through. Oh,
That's-
there's another one.
That's the one I want to talk about for a second. That little guy right there, and get a picture of that. All
You
right.
guys went out and meleeed some fish that day.
I tell you what, that grouper bite, it took us some depths to find them. I mean, we were in 20 foot here, but it got to the point when we were in 25 foot. I didn't have a big enough rod on the boat, honestly.
Wow.
And Nikolai, he's one of the. There we go.
There we go. That's a good one.
Nikolai is just, he's that guy on the football field, but he's that guy in life. He is full of life, loves to fish, dominates every chance he gets, when the ball's in the air or running the ball. And so I told him, I said, buddy, for a great tournament on Saturday, we're going to go out fishing. And he taught me a thing or two. I tell you what. But
How to actually catch grouper, you mean?
yeah, seriously.
Pretty
Next time you talk to Joe, I brought Joe with me. Have Nikolai and Brody on the boat. They started out working as a team, but as the sun got hotter, they got a little more argumentative. No, they're an awesome team, and
Just catch a bigger fish.
oh yeah, there's Brody's grouper right there.
Good deal.
That was a nice one. Joe, I think, had the biggest at 32.
Now, what kind of water depth was this?
This was 25. When we started getting to the bigger fish, we moved out to 25 foot. I'm not joking, Mario. I needed a conventional rod. But there was some fish. We got into a school of blue runners
Oh,
at 20 foot.
Yeah.
We put 5 of them in the boat. The boys were having a blast. And, with those blue runners, a little trick. And actually, I've never used a blue runner for grouper. First time. I put a 3/4 ounce weight, biggest lead weight that I have, put it on there, and to try to get that blue runner to go to the bottom, and there was nothing. I tried to tie it in a loop knot, everything I
They got
could.
some power to them.
So what I did is I took my Bubba snips, and they have those real long
the fork tail.
fork tail. So I cut it like this and like this, so it looked like a diamond, and it went straight to the bottom. And if I had to guess, it got about 5 foot away, and smacked
Hammer down.
all 5 times. Smacked.
Where's the
All
fish
5
pictures for that?
I'm telling you, there was no control in those fish. I did not
get 'em
have
back.
big enough
Sounds like a
muscles.
fish story.
I'll let Nikolai tell the story then.
yeah.
As Mario say, that's a tall tail charter.
Yeah.
Tall tail story.
100%.
Yeah, that very well could have been a Goliath groupers too. 'Cause there's a lot
No,
of those out there.
the way that they fought, a Goliath grouper feels like a Volkswagen bus.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of their bodies are too big to feel that head shake. these fish, I mean, you could feel them hit those rocks, hit the ledge, and they were impressive. And the other thing too is, we ended up moving spots because after you get broke off or ledged up, the other fish get stressed. Doesn't matter what kind of bait you have. So we moved around all in the same area. There's a bunch of ledges in that 25-foot range, and there's some big fish out there. So, all right. So that was the Extreme Decalz catch of the week.
Thank you all for sending those in for me.
Now, John, do we have any any questions before we get into the Ayinde Matthews State Farm casting couch?
I do. Dylan asks, if you are planning an onshore fishing right now, where's the best place to go and what's the best bait to use?
Onshore.
Onshore.
From the shore.
So, Dylan, what are you talking about? Citrus County specific, or are you talking about, within 30 miles? Because I would say if it was me, probably getting up towards the barge canal. I don't know. Are you still allowed to walk past the gates, the barge canal?
That's a good question. I really don't know that one.
It's been a minute since I've been up there.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. If you're allowed to, that's where I would go, is the barge canal.
Just playing some of the depth in that channel.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean, if you're talking Ozello specific, or even Citrus County, or mid to south Citrus County, then.
I know playing down there at the Causeway, I had a few people come in that purchased bait, came back for more bait. They were actually catching some nice little mangrove snapper. They did get themselves into a handful of keeper snapper, which was pretty cool to see.
Now, if you're
back, and I never got to hear what the second half of their day ended up.
If you're fishing catch and release, right up there at the Highway 40 ramp in Yankeetown, they have been getting a lot of very, very large black drum. In that 30 to 45 pound range. That's something you can do from land also. And the best bait for them are going to be cut blue crabs, but you can also use shrimp. You can use live or dead shrimp, but they're pretty easy to spot. Because they're such a big fish. They flash right there in the middle of the channel. You throw a free line live shrimp, dead shrimp, frozen shrimp, whatever to them, and so sometimes they don't eat really readily. It'll frustrate you for a little bit, but they're there. All you need to do is catch one or two of those things, and you're pretty much done for the day. But right there at the end of the Highway 40 on the beach there, so you could probably do it right there, just casting right in the middle of the channel. Just watch out for the boat traffic that's there. But,
yeah, I think I've seen a few Facebook posts about that.
Yeah.
All right. John, what other questions we got?
So Submerse Outdoors, let me go back. What's your favorite artificial lure for tarpon? Ooh.
I'll personally say that I've never been successful on catching a tarpon artificial. I've gotten one tarpon to react to artificial bait, and it was the glow white Maddox bait.
Oh yeah.
But you have to use something light. That's the key with fishing artificial with tarpon, is it's got to be the slowest retrieve. I mean, the absolute slowest retrieve. So if you have something that you have to rip to keep it above their eyes, like we were talking about, was it last week?
Yeah, I think it was
last week. Then it's too fast.
Yeah, because as big as that fish is, it has to exert a lot of energy to be able to feed. So a lot of times, if they're after something that's on the smaller side, they're going to wait for it to cross their nose. Yeah. They're not going to chase it for a long distance like you would hope like a Jack Crevalle or something like that would. So it is a slow move that you're going to want.
That's it.
Yeah. I prefer a big treble hook.
Yeah. Mario, what's your artificial bait?
You hit on that glow color. I can't tell you how many times we accidentally hook tarpon on that DOA glow 5.5 cal while we're fishing for either snook or trout or something else. We end up hooking almost all of my tarpon that we do on our charters. Almost every one of them are going to be bycatch, and that's what we do is when we're snook and trout fishing with that DOA cal. I just put it on either on a jig head or just on a circle hook or a small hook on the through the nose and work it like a topwater bait, that DOA cal is pretty deadly. Deadly on anything. That's what DOA stands for. So.
Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah.
What's it stand for?
Deadly on anything.
All right.
Oh, wow. All right.
You
Before
know, my favorite artificial lure? Fish stick spear gun.
On tarpon, huh? I bet that's
I
a
was
wild
once
ride.
told if you attach a golf ball to the end, you can hit a snook and just knock them out, and then bring them back to the boat. So that way,
Technically, it's not
spear.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, don't listen to John.
Breaking the law, breaking the
You
law.
see those? How many beers are on that table right now? All right. Before John, are we getting pretty good questions right now?
That's funny.
Because before we get into the next question, Mario, give me a real quick current fishing report from. You had a charter today.
Yeah,
You know,
we had. I've had probably 4 this week. So let's see. Current fishing report. All we've been targeting is redfish here lately. It's kind of easy for me. I like red fishing because they're not as sensitive to the high temperatures that we have here. They are sensitive to them, but not nearly as bad as the trout and other species that we have out here. But our redfish, we've just been going to the same normal areas around either the outside islands in the St. Martin's Keys, at the mouths of all of the rivers and creeks, the big ones, just like Mason's Creek, Homosassa River, Fish Creek, stuff like that, Rainbow Creek, all the bigger ones, the bigger rivers. Been just using live shrimp for the most part. If you can't, we've had a little bit of trouble finding decent sized live shrimp. We've had some good ones here, but there's some of the other guys, they haven't been getting very good shrimp. So everybody's been using a lot of cut bait too. Cut mullet, we used cut mullet today, worked pretty good. We used cut ladyfish today, worked pretty good. So if you don't have any shrimp, I would definitely try to use the cut bait. Pinfish hasn't been working extremely well, but we've caught a handful of them. But the one thing about using the pinfish, you're going to get the bigger fish. So it's going to kind of cull out your 17s, 18s, 20 inchers, and you're going to get nothing but 23 to 25 to overslot fish. So that's the one good thing about the pinfish, but you're not going to get a hot and heavy bite. So, but if you're only wanting to catch big fish, use pinfish or cut bait. If you're wanting to have a lot of fun, keep the rod bent, I would definitely go with shrimp, for sure.
perfect.
Now, why would shrimp work not as well as cut bait during the summertime versus wintertime?
Well, the shrimp work good anywhere and at any time of the year. It's just like a big forage item here, I guess. And the cut bait, usually when we're using the cut bait, we're cutting them in pretty good sized chunks. So it's going to take a decent sized fish to grab a hold of it. I mean, we do on occasion catch the smaller redfish on cut bait, but it's not a everyday normal thing. But these, I mean, you can use small pieces of cut, like cut pinfish works okay for smaller redfish like that, but it doesn't work nearly as good as a shrimp. Everything eats a shrimp. Yeah, shrimp's at the bottom of the food chain, so everything eats it.
They are like the roaches of the sea.
Yeah, and it works really good. Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah, but good whiskey costs money, I guess.
All right. So before we get into any more questions, let's go ahead and do the Extreme Decalz Reel of Fortune. What do you think?
I like that idea.
Do it right now.
So yeah, I got an idea. Let's do something fun here. Hey, Brina, is it easy to go back to the photos? There was one of those photos that I saw that I want to make sure somebody wins. So if you can go back to the photos, scroll through. Let me know when you get there. I just threw a loop in it. Let's see.
I don't think is she awake?
Look on the producer's
Oh,
face.
the eyes that are rolling in the back of her head.
Oh boy.
That's the
that's
photo
the
I'm
one.
looking for. Yep, go back. All right, so very special announcement. Today is our beautiful producer, the head, the HMI.
C.
HM.
See, yeah,
HMIC.
HMFIC.
HMFIC.
It is her birthday. She's turned 21 yet again. All right, so the first person that wished Miss Brianna a happy birthday just won an OKM hat and one of our brand new OKM Octopus. Oh, we're not actually doing the Real of Fortune, Billy. They automatically won. Yeah, just the giveaway part. So you won one of our brand new OKM Octopus shirts. That Billy actually thought of this design where the octopus is throwing up an OKM gang sign. Our friends over at Southern Pride Designs designed it. Spot on. So who would you say, John? Kelly?
Yep.
Miss Kelly Harwood, the beautiful Miss Kelly Harwood, just won a hat and one of those shirts. Let us know your size. We'll get it sent off to you, Miss Kelly. And one more surprise for tonight. Mm-hmm. So today is actually Brianna's birthday, right?
It is.
All right,
And she's going to go home and cook us all tuna bowls.
And, that's
Captain
right.
Jacob's
Captain
birthday.
Jacob Imhoff. That is correct. Happy birthday to both of y'all.
He's probably about 15 deep.
Yeah.
More power to you, bro.
I'm sure he is drinking more beers than the age he turned today. But our surprise tonight, all right, so any other questions that has been asked is going to have to wait until next week because we are ending the show early. We are all about family. We're all about the ones we love. We love you all. Brianna works her ass off day in, day night for this OKM team, the Fish Talk Live team, behind the scenes. You get Billy and I's pretty faces and Mario and the back of John's head. But Brianna is behind the scenes. So for that, we have a little surprise for her. So we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast.
Thank you, guys.
See y'all next Tuesday. We got a really cool cooking show lined up for next Tuesday. We're going to have a little cooking competition. Right?
Right?
I said there was a surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
Whatever Brianna and John decide, that's what we're doing next week.
Absolutely.
But thank you all for watching. We love you all. Kelly, thank you very much for thinking of Bri and being the first one to wish her a happy birthday. Let's hear some love for the beautiful Miss Brianna Bartell. We will see you next Tuesday.
If you could see her face now.
Come on out, Bri. Huh?
No, keep it running. Keep it running.
Yeah, no, turn it off. We're done.
We're done.
We're going to celebrate your birthday.